Hello,
Hi.
hello, hello. You've got me here keeping it real with you today with Bex.
Hi, everyone. Whoever's on.
Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Now, I don't know who's joined us live and who's on replay, but we've just got a corker of a conversation with you because we've known each other a little while now. And Bex has been live with us before, but we wanted to talk about something a little bit different today, didn't we? Because if you've caught a live before, you will know that Bex is actually one of our clients and has done amazing things. But today, what we want to talk to you about is like what created the shift and just how powerful like the subconscious is, how it's always worked on your behalf. And even when you don't know it, it's taking you on this path, which kind of seems a little bit just, that's a nice synchronicity. That's a bit. And then you're like, this is why I know these people. Now I get it. And this is what we were talking about, weren't we? Because
Yeah.
you actually came to us just for kind of what 99% of people come to us for, which is just like some help around just confidence, just to like, how do I just get better at life and do it, didn't you? It wasn't like a specific one is set with business. It had like nothing to do with that originally, did it, Bex?
Yeah, so when I first joined you, I was like probably a bit of a low point. I wanted to probably learn how to be able to be on top of how I was feeling like all of the time. So yeah, I came to you just for general life.
Yeah, just
Give
life,
me some
like just
tools so I can have
yeah,
some control here.
yeah,
Didn't
like
really
just do
know
it
what was
better.
going on. Yeah,
Just want to do it better. Like I
yeah.
feel like there's more. You did. I remember you saying like I just feel like I could do so much more, but I just feel a bit stuck. But I don't know what it is. It was just a bit like that. I call it like the quicksand kind of feeling. Like I feel like I'm just not moving forward.
Yeah, I knew I was holding myself back, but I couldn't work out how I was or why I was. I just knew I was because I would go into self-sabotage. So I wanted something and then all of a sudden it wasn't happening and then it was me. So then when I sat in one of your free masterclasses, I can't remember which one it was now. It was definitely to do with imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And you guys started talking. I was like, oh my God, they're reading my mind. How have they got in there? I need something from these people. And I didn't know that there was a whole load of stuff that I probably wished for and asked for before that meant that when you sat there was just an immediate connection between what you were saying and what I wanted. And I think I had no idea that this sort of thing existed in manifesting subconscious, like the whole shebang. Now I'm sitting
Yeah.
here like, oh, so you popped up on my LinkedIn with that masterclass because I said I wanted this in the back of my mind. Now it makes sense.
But it is just because we don't join the dots up. And if you don't know what we're talking about, stick with us. Say hi if you're here as well and put your name on because Sean, I can see you, but I don't know who everybody else is. Because when we started doing the work, and you did it like the most perfect way, which is you joined us in our 6 month program just to do inner work, just to
Yeah.
think like, just to work out what it was you wanted, what was in the way of it, and what you wanted to get out of it. You were just very open, weren't you? You were just like, I'm just going to go through it, trust the process, and see what works. And what did you learn from that initial 6 months?
So I think I learned around what my skills were that I hadn't really recognized before. So one of the biggest breakthroughs, which some people may remember from the last time I was live, was I had felt my dyslexia had always held me back. And my biggest breakthrough is actually that it is my best asset. And since I have recognized that, just everything in life has been so much better. So my career blossomed just so much. So that was one of the biggest breakthroughs. But then
And that
once
was huge. That
yeah,
was huge. I think you think, oh, it was a big breakthrough, but you felt so hung up about it, hadn't you? And it's like now you were
yeah,
like, at that moment, like, this is my superpower. It's how I'm so good at all the stuff that I'm good at in my day job.
absolutely. Like it showed up in so many different ways. So it wasn't just about the dyslexia. It was as soon as anybody would imply in my eyes that I wasn't clever or I was thick or whatever, we were on a roll in the head going through scenarios. So yeah, it wasn't just like, oh, by the way, dyslexia is great. It meant so much in so many of the parts of life. But then once I understood one blocker and how to unpick it, like we were just a bit unstoppable then. I was like, oh, what's this thing in my way? Thank you. I'll just move that to one side.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized how much I had seen some of the way I naturally am, so like being really positive all the time, engaging, and as something different to what it was. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh wait, this positivity thing is something that people actually like to be around, and that's just natural for me. There's something I can do here. So yeah, it opened up so many doors, but that was absolutely the biggest breakthrough by far.
I love it. Which then led on to the next one, wasn't it? Which you
Yeah,
had had like this Instagram business account. You told me before for like 3 years and had done nothing with it. But like me, when I bought the domain name for like a coaching company 20 years ago and then went, that's nice. What will I do
exactly.
with it?
Yeah, so I think at some point I've always wanted to help people in some way, and in my job I do so much coaching, that there's always been like this, oh, that would be great, but I could never really kind of commit to it. And then once I kind of came out of the Real You program, the 6 months, I was like, hang on a second, there's some next level to get to here. And it wasn't even a question. I think we had the call to say like, oh, where would you like to go next? I was like, I'm in, here's my money, we're taking this to the next level,
Yeah.
I'm setting
And
up
you
a
joined the Elite.
business, we're
Yeah.
going.
Going
And
to
we
lead.
went all in.
Joined the Elite. She's like, I want to be in the mastermind. I want 12 months and I'm going to do the business. Like it's going to happen. It's on. And I don't know how or what's going to happen, but I just know that there's more. And that was the beautiful thing with you. And I think when we always say to people, trust the process, which I know is hard, but you worked out, like it wasn't, once you got over that initial confidence and getting unstuck with what you wanted to do, it was just a case of, right, now I just want to gather the momentum. And I always think you are a beautiful example of, when we're in corporate, we don't know this world exists. I didn't know this world
Oh,
exists. I didn't know this whole online coaching thing existed. And then when you come and you were working with us, you were just saying like what the potential was. And you literally said, didn't you? Like, I just want a bit of what they've got, like in
yeah.
terms of that, like,
Oh,
look what's possible.
yeah, so even to the point where sitting in the coaching sessions in the Real You program, sitting there being like, this just brings me so much joy. I would love to be them doing this. Like, this is where I would just want to be. So it's almost like I had the example a couple of years ahead of like, this is where you can get to. And then because I knew you guys had done it, corporate, left it, business, helping people, I was like, well, I just need to do what they say.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so hard to just go with the process. But once you do, and that's what's so lovely about the group and the mastermind pieces, because at the moments where you're like, I need to try and force something to happen here, you just get that reset with the ladies. We sit there and we realize we're trying to force something, come back to, okay, just put it out there, vision. What do you want? It's going to happen. And it always does.
It does, doesn't it? Like this is the which is why we were saying at the beginning of the conversation, the subconscious is so powerful because there's like a million mindset coaches out there that potentially you might have gone to, but you were clearly drawn to us at a level because of, like you said, the whole pathway we'd been on, knowing that actually you then want to follow that similar path, but not consciously thinking that at the time when you turned up with no coincidence on our imposter syndrome workshop,
I
like
know.
who would have known where it would take you?
Yeah, because at that point, the connection was how you both felt when you were in your corporate world was how I was feeling in my corporate world. And
Yeah,
then once we got to know your journey after that, I was like, hang on a second here. There's something in this. And then
yeah,
because I was able to be immersed in it too, I was like, I can't ever live without this. But I
yeah,
knew that I had, from doing my own understanding of what I was good at and everything, I was like, but I've got like a niche here that I really love helping people grow in their careers. Oh my gosh, why don't I just do that? So
yeah.
yeah, it
That's
was
what
the
you love doing.
inspiration.
And that's, a lot of people will come to me and say, but I haven't got a business yet.
Oh,
And I often say, but there's a reason that we're having this conversation, because there'll be something in you probably that does want to do that, or is interested in it at some level, even if you're not consciously aware. And you're just such a good example of someone that said, I'm just going to follow the flow, see where it takes me, and tell everyone where you're up to now. Like, it's amazing.
yeah, well, just on that bit as well, if you don't have a business, like from this being in this world with you two, Donna and Cheryl, Like now when I talk to people, there's literally a business in everything. It's how
Everything.
annoying that I sit there, I'm like, oh my God, you know, if you really want to create a business in that, you could. So if you don't, you definitely can. So that's the easy part done. You just gotta show up and it'll awesome come out. But yeah, so now I have a coaching business. We are up and running. I'm running my first face-to-face masterclass in 2 weeks' time.
That's
So
amazing.
yes, all around helping women make 2022 the happiest year in their career. So I cannot wait to start doing that. Got
Make sure you put
clients.
the link to that on all of these things as well, Bex, on all the,
Lovely.
afterwards,
The
yeah.
face-to-face one, so that's Nottingham for anyone that is in that local area. And this is what's so lovely is because I understand my passion and my purpose. I run my coaching business around my corporate job, and I have absolutely no qualms with the time I spend doing it because it fulfills something deep inside. It's so easy to log off from work and then log on and do coaching with clients to show up for my people in my group when they need me because it fits. And I think if you don't do the work to make it fit, you can be like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I don't want to do this. Whereas I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I just helped someone else have a breakthrough.
Yeah. Well, it's not tiring. This is the thing, is it doesn't make you tired, and you don't need motivation when you're doing it from your soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And guys, I'd love to know, is this Sean, Sherilyn, Rebecca, Jane, is this resonating? How is this landing with you? What are your thoughts? What are you taking away from Becca's journey? I would love to know, because this is why we have these conversations, because like Becca said, just hearing us speak one day, she was like, oh my God, like that's me. That's how I feel now. People often message me saying, stop it. It's like you're in my head.
Yeah.
We always laugh because that's, I remember having this conversation with a lady called Danielle in 2018, the month before we set the business up. And that was why, because she was sitting saying, oh no, I go to these women events and I speak and I do this and I'm writing a book. And I was like, she was talking about a life that I wanted, that I didn't know I wanted. I
Yeah.
didn't know it till I heard her say it, because I was like, is that real? Do people actually have a life like this? I was like, and I said the words out of my mouth were, oh my God, you're living my dream life. But I didn't know it until she spoke it. And I was like, people are literally doing this now. It sounds so familiar, does it? That's amazing. Hi, Kari. It's great to hear from you. Sean's just saying, love that Beck surrendered to it and went with the flow. And that's a biggie, isn't it? And
Mm-hmm.
so many women, when they come to us, like, are very much in there, well, how will it happen? Well, if I'm in corporate, how will I have a business on the side? Well, if I'm in, how would I ever leave? How would I replace my salary? How? What do we do with the how, Bex? What do we do?
Leave that with the universe to figure out. You just need to know what you want. And that's all I've done is, what do I want? What do I want my life to look like? I live in that way when I can. So at the weekends, I go and live how I would like to live in the week. So I take myself off to this lovely row of coffee shops with my little dog, and we go and sit and have a coffee, and I do some work while she's asleep at my feet, because in my future, that's what my days will look like in the week. I don't know how I'll get there, but I just know that I want that. I sit and I think about it and I live in it. And it just so happens that the things start to come together. People cross your paths and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know I needed to cross your path. But it turns out you have something I want, something I need. And
Yeah.
then it just kind of keeps going from there. It's crazy how it all works out in the end.
That desire and that purpose builds momentum of its own, and then you just create this faith that actually, I know I'm going to be living in this area, I know I'm going to be having
Yeah.
my coffee here and doing my days, and it is insane, isn't it, how it just, the
Well,
universe is just bringing it to you.
and bear in mind, I had no idea about any of this before I met you guys. I had no idea in like universal law, trusting in something big, like no idea at all. I just knew at the time I joined you, I so wanted things to be different. I was willing to try anything. And then when you started to talk, and I was like, oh, that's no coincidence then that when I was in that sort of mind frame, the things started to come. Or when I was really bothered about that dream car, and I used to see them everywhere, all of a sudden I have that car.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe there is something bigger at play. So before I met you, this was never even a
You just
thing
didn't
that
know
I was
about it.
thinking. Now I'm like, excuse
No.
me, I'd like this. Off you go, universe. Can you sort that out for me?
Yeah. And you're not like a woo-woo person. Like, just to be clear, Bex, is like, she works in process, don't you? Like, you
Yeah,
work in
process
movement
efficiencies.
in
Hmm.
the NHS and stuff. Like, it's like a proper job.
Yeah, dealing with data, numbers, stats, like all day, every day. So yeah, very different to process steps. How do you get from A to B to in out of that world going, can you just figure this bit out, please? But it's
Oh,
kind of the same principles, this outcome led. When you develop processes, you focus on the outcome and then you try and piece it together. This is the same thing. I'm like, outcome, this is what I want. How I get there is just a slightly different unknown
I love it. I love
process.
it. Isn't this lush? Girls, the group is amazing. I'm loving it and love being coached by Beth. Oh, who is it? Tell me, I can't see your name. That is amazing. I love that. Jane, hiya, Jane. Hey, gorgeous. Love it, Beck. So inspiring. She is amazing. So motivational. Know your story. Need to believe. You don't need to. You can borrow our belief because we see it work. Like, we see it working for our clients. Beck sees it working in the Elite Mastermind that she's in with us. You just see it working over and over again. And when you start working this way, it is very different. I mean, don't get me wrong, we still talk strategy and we still have tools
Yeah,
and all the rest of it. Bex has done work to launch a program, there's the whole thing, but it's about, that's not the be all and end all. That's where your force comes in and you're not in flow, which is what we want to teach you, how to just chill your beans. Do you know what I mean? And just building that faith. The more you get the evidence of it, and you message with your Bex and go, I can't believe this just happened, and then the more that becomes the norm, then it's like, okay, if I just trust it,
yeah.
it's okay. It's all be on the way. Amy, hiya, Amy. It's so
Oh,
lush.
hi. But just on that, so I think the motivation comes from, because you won't always have every week feeling or seeing the results. When you're in the mastermind, so you're on these calls with all these other women on a weekly basis, you can see it happen for them. And once you see it happen for others, it just brings the faith back to you to be like, it will happen for me. It is happening for others. I can see what's going on here. And that's what's so lovely. Everybody else's journey has been so different, but you can see it in their journey. And we think we're so different, but we're really not. Like, we had a call the other week where I thought I was sharing something that was completely on my own. And then it turns out that all 10 of us had some relatable thing to the exact same thing. And I was like, I don't understand how we all have the same thing going on, but so different. It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was amazing, wasn't it? And it was so specific, and everyone was like, God, it was so emotional for us as well, wasn't it? Everyone's like, I feel the same. This is what
Yeah.
happened to me. I've never seen it that way before. It was like, oh my God.
And that's the
And
call that started with you saying, like, does anybody have anything to share? And for about 3 or 4 minutes, we were like, no, I don't think we do. And then we started talking, and then this bombshell that everybody had the same thing going on was like, oh, okay.
because we're all one and we're all having this shared experience. The thing is, though, it's like when it's happening, and Sam Hearn's just been with us for brunch, who's a friend of ours. Check out Sam. And we were just saying, it's like when it's just you and you're on your own and you're thinking it over, you just think it's you and in your head. And then you start talking about it and you're like, oh my God, you're having that as well. Like, I thought that was just me and my craziness or my business, or do you know what I mean? It's like, it's interesting. I'm engrossed with the energy. Hi, Karen. Oh, good. But this is what we want to teach you. Like, we don't want this. This isn't like a secret. Like, I didn't invent universal law. Neither did Bex. It's there. You're all using it, but you're not often consciously using it. And we're all out there sabotaging ourselves because we don't really understand how our limiting beliefs and our blinkers are playing into it. It's like Beck said, she came in just wanting to work on confidence, like not aware of all these opportunities that are available. And the more she's done the inner work, the more she can see more and more and more of what's available, which is what we want for you guys too. And we talk about the elite, we talk about the programs, but it's just about getting started with the work, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's about, I think the biggest takeaway for me is when you do the work, it doesn't mean you're never going to feel these things again. I thought that, oh, once I do this, like, tick, we're sorted. But no, that doesn't happen. But what now happens is you're equipped with the tools for whenever it does. So, like, yes, you can work on your confidence. There's always going to be something that will knock your confidence. How you get back up that's like what's key. And in the business part of it, that's where the elite and the business thing has come together, because there are so many knockbacks throughout the process. And you put this perfectly on the retreat with the book launch. It was like new level, new devil. Yes, every time you try and take yourself to the next level, you're trying to tear yourself down. So you've got to kind of keep using them. So having that group to kind of hold you to that.
And whether that new devil is a weight loss goal, or whether it's a financial goal, or being in a relationship, or being a mom, or whatever it is, you're going to then have your demons come back up and play monkey mind tricks with you. So you've got to keep up leveling your mindset. That's why we say the elite is life and business mastery, because it's the whole thing, because it's you're in the middle of it. You're the one living the life. Yeah, so it's like you've got to do this work for everything else to flow from it. You know, the Range Rover that I'm looking at now, sat on my drive, which is the second most expensive thing I've ever bought next to a car, like that's took me several years to get into the readiness of embodying. It was never really about the money to pay for it. It was about the readiness to be able to allow something like that and to receive it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing it and you're feeling stressed about it because it's expensive and you don't feel like you deserve it, there's no fun. You really have to get in that place where you're allowing it and you feel like, I'm ready for that now. And yesterday I was.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It is. Hi, Tony. Hi. Hi, Bernie. So it's a case of, when we want you to know these secrets, because they're not secrets, but you just have to know how to apply them. So on the 16th of November, and Bex is going to be there, she's an ambassador for us, we are running a 3-day workshop for you, and it's our end-to-end wealth mindset methodology. Yeah, so we're taking you from how you identify that sabotage, how you really start charging your worth, how you start really standing in your power when it comes to money and embodiment of like having the life, the business, the lifestyle that you want. Okay, so if you have got a business, great. If you haven't got a business and you want to work on like how you start claiming this money in your corporate life, it's fine. Yeah, it's then day 2 is all around, well, what is this manifestation? How does it work? What's the really simple steps? So we're giving you the 5-step framework to manifest the life exactly like Beck's doing now, like the Range Rover on the drive, like Cheryl retiring her husband at age 49. It's the same theory. We're going to give you what the theory is end to end so you can start to apply it. And then on day 3, we're going deep, 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 deep into money mindset, which is all about self-worth. It's mind blowing, isn't it? When you start doing the money mindset work, it's actually got nothing to do with money, like newsflash. It's like,
so true.
Yeah.
Because on the money mindset, we did one of the tools that you're teaching that session. I think we did one in one of our coaching sessions. And one thing was about looking after your money. Like, do you even know where your money is? And I swear, I went and just like sorted everything out. The next week, I got an email saying that I'd overpaid my student loan and I was due a refund of like a couple of £100. And I was like, but where has this come from? So it's not always about, and I think this is the key bit. It's not how you get the money. It's just opening your mind to, well, it comes from, like, you don't even know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And even if it's like a voucher for, oh, I wanted to buy that thing, and then also you get like a 30% off voucher for that thing, and you're like, oh my God, how did that even happen? Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. Thank you so much, Karen. Yeah, we're doing catch-ups with it. So you get the replays, and we're giving you lifetime access to the replays, which Bex will tell you we don't really do. We normally only give you access to a replay for the duration of the program. We're opening up a private Facebook group right up until the end of November from the 12th, so that you've got the likes of Bex in there who are doing these steps, applying them, that you can ask for help and support and guidance. And the other girls from the Elite are going to be in there as well, and our other clients who are going to be helping you and supporting you alongside me and Cheryl. The other really cool bit is at the end of it, you get the opportunity to do a personalized assessment. So you get me and Cheryl putting eyes on the answer, your goals, your plan, whatever it is that you want to achieve over the next 2022, telling you and giving our guidance on where we think your next best step should be. And that might be, we recommend that you come and join the Elite. It might be that we say go and do next program. It might be that we say go and get more clear on your purpose. But we'll be telling you what we believe your next best step is in order to achieve your goals. We don't do that very often. And the thing is, only £97, which is insane.
Ridiculous.
Because yes, Bex pays a lot more than that for the mastermind. And our clients 20,000 for a one-to-one program with us for 6 months. Speaking events are £2,000 to £4,000 for an hour. So if you want to come for £97, it gets 6 hours worth of training. Like, I'd recommend it. Let's just say that. Somebody said to me the other day, I'm going to sit and wait till you do the next one. Very dangerous, because we never guarantee that we're going to do it again. So we don't know. We do these things because we enjoy them. We've never done this before, and honestly, we don't know if we'll do it again. We might not. So that's on your head, be it, if you're waiting for that one. So it's going to be epic. Facebook group opens on the 12th. Me and Cho will be in them every day, like giving you more strategies and tips and support, because we just love doing this. This is a closed group, so it's only open to a limited number of people. So again, don't hang about. It's already starting. The excitement is already started. It's building.
I can't wait. I love being an ambassador in these. Yeah, I've got too many S's in that word. Just because, like, to be a part of the breakthroughs that happen in such a short time too, like, oh, it's just a nice environment to be around. Yeah.
Oh, Karen, yeah, you said, didn't you, Karen? It was like, I've wasted 12 months, but the time was perfectly right for you to do it. But some people go, oh, I'll do it after Christmas, or I'm busy. Like, we're always busy. There's never a perfect time. Create the time for you if it's important. We're doing it now so that you've then got December to let it settle, but you've got your plan. You will leave this with a plan of what 2022 is going to look like for you in the area that you want to focus on. So you're not like waking up in January, scratching your head and your arse going, all right, well, what do I do now? Like, you're going to know. Do you know what I mean? You're going to know. I can't wait for you to get started out. And Tony signed up as well this morning, so that's really exciting. So I'm going to love you and leave you, because I know it's Sunday. Bex is going to like something fabulous this afternoon, aren't you?
Yeah. So the French bulldog I bought, which is that's another story for the Real You program another day.
Yes, tell it in the group as well. Tell it in the group.
Yeah, I will do. There's a little pop-up Frenchie cafe this afternoon, so I just bought tickets to go and hang out with all the other little Frenchies.
Oh, I love it. And I'm going to have some amazing family time. Then I'm going to go and take the beast for a drive and take my dad for a spin and bring him down to watch the fireworks on the beach tonight. And then tomorrow, Cheryl and I are off to a 5-star luxury spa for an overnight stay.
Are you? Hello.
My third luxury spa break in 5 weeks. So when we talk about wealth without the hustle, we really want you to know how to. I was sitting thinking, not in a smoke way, and I will do a post about it later, but you know, when you're sitting having that moment of, so last week I was in like a luxury manor house all week with my family. Then I came back to work and did 2 days with Lisa Johnson and Co in another luxury spa down south in Milton Keynes. Then we're recording the book on Audible. Had to work really hard doing that. Then I went and bought my Range Rover. Then we've had brunch today with Sam Hearn, and now I'm back off to pack my bags to go to a spa. I want you to know if that's the kind of life you want to live, how to live it. So please, please, please come to the workshop if you do.
That's why I'm here.
Yes, and my life was not like that. Bex will tell you, my life was very, very different. I'll be telling more about that when we're in the group with the private group. So if you want to know, pay it forward, send it to your mates, whatever. But like, get involved. It's going to blow the bloody doors off. Right, let's go have some family fun, everyone. Mwah. Have a lovely Sunday. Love you bunches. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.